Whenever you're playing against Zerg, you know, Daybreak is the map you want if you're playing Zerg. Entombed Valley is definitely the map you don't want. And that's because the separation not only from the third to the natural, but also look at this area. That's a really, really daunting place to be defending.
You're at the natural, right?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times, okay, let's be honest. For those of you that keep up in the scene, 11-11 is like the most popular build in TVZ here.
On Entombed Valley.
On Entombed Valley.
Yeah, it's a lot of places you can proxy.
There's a lot of places you can proxy. Not only that, the hatchery goes here. It's not really extended to cover your ramp, which is so dangerous. So a lot of times, Terrans will take that into their advantage. And they'll 11-11, and I've even seen people just going straight up 14 command center, knowing that, hey, you have to defend so much earlier against this push. I can just say, well, let me just go ahead and throw down my command center, knowing that you'll get a slightly earlier spawning pool, and that way I can take advantage of my economy and just be slightly ahead of you.
Select is going for a 12th SEV though, so at the very least, if he does do a 2 racks, it's gonna be standard 12-14. But doesn't seem like he's gonna grab an early gas either. So Select gonna just go for pretty standard TVZ, opening up gasless, either going for 2 racks or going for a quick expand. Either way, I do enjoy macro play on Entombed Valley because it's so safe, particularly. Hyun's going to scout, by the way, and see both of these 2 racks. But it's pretty late time, so I think Hyun feels very safe relative to his opponent. But I do like quick triple orbital command on Entombed Valley. I feel like you can hold most things as long as you scout, especially if you get early Hellions, control the map. Banshees are awesome on this map, just to poke the bases as well as in the center of the map. It's very hard for roaches to escape as soon as you catch any wind of them.
And we can see a ton of SCVs being made. Hyun didn't actually go and check that out, but if he did, he would have seen, oh, my opponent has a lot of SCVs. I need to be careful for the later 2 racks timing, which is a potential SCV pull, although Select doesn't have to do that. He can just put 2 racks pressure, force his opponent to make spine crawlers, queens really, really early, and maybe a couple Zerglings. But still, I feel like cross-position 2 racks, eco 2 racks, is going to be really hard to pull off.
Yeah, well, we'll see how things pan out. Hyun, of course, is by far the better player in the late game, just because he's just ridiculously good in those mid to late game scenarios with his army control. And Hyun also, I feel like he's one of those. He realizes it too. He says, as long as I hold on, as each minute passes by, my likelihood of winning increases, and that's what he has to hold off against. Select with some 2 racks pressure to see how much he's able to do. Now, Select is one of those players really clever with his bunker positioning, usually able to get either that triple bunker to block off the ramp, or in this case, wall up Marine in. That way he's more safe, but this bunker is still going to be very hard to get up, considering that it's within range of the Zerglings to poke in safely and kill off the SCV.
That's right, and look at how many Zerglings there are. This is going to buy enough time for queens to actually pop out.
Wow.
You can see the first and second queen are popping out here.
Hold.
And Select really not doing any damage. And look at that, SCVs are massively pulled behind this. Spine Crawler is already placed. He can always cancel that if he wants to, but he's not going to need to do that. Zerglings will dodge.
Yeah, they're just going to run past. In fact, is he going to force the issue and run by everything and force Select to be on the clock because he won't be able to mine too much. Select trying to get a supply depot in time. He will be able to get there, but the Marines that are reinforcing are not going to. And Hyun also has a spine crawler, and he has a queen up. Actually, there's 2 queens up. That's going to make his defense a lot stronger as well. Ooh, Select salvages his bunker. He's not going to use it as an anchor point. Instead, going to hug the left side of the ramp, trying to see if he gets SCVs in position, but there's 2 queens there, and Hyun, his supply looking very strong. 16 Zerglings going to pop. That's it, Andre. There's no other pressure that's going to be able to be done, and Select is so far behind, losing his rallying SCVs, or rallying Marines rather, and Hyun doesn't even take damage onto his queens. GG.
GG, well played. Hyun defended that perfectly.
Yeah.
You know, there's
smooth.
Select has won so many games with his
like
double racks. Yes.
I was trying to think of things that are smooth, Andre. And a baby's bottom is very smooth.
Yeah, I haven't touched one recently.
It's a saying, guys. It's in America. Don't misinterpret it.
Yes. Okay, so
I was interrupting you, Andre.
Select has won countless games with this 2 racks pressure, and I really felt like he was in a good position to actually do a lot of damage to Hyun this game around. But Hyun really showing it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter if you have Korean micro or whatever it might be. I can stop a 2 racks no matter what it is, and even with the SCV pull, Hyun made it look like the silliest build ever.
Yeah, and it was cool. Like I can understand where Slyke's coming from as well. He hasn't been able to practice as much. He is preparing for a transition to Dota 2, and he really needs to be able to face off against Hyun. And we're talking about, every minute that passes by, Hyun's likelihood of winning increases because he's just so much stronger and that much of a macro beast. Can't blame Slyke for his game plan. And in the end, Hyun holds. And everyone kind of predicted it because the vast majority of people bet on Hyun. But still, you got to give Slyke able to take a game off Hyun. I can't take a game off Hyun. If I did with the 2 racks, I'd be singing that to my grave. The Game of Series was brought to you by Squarespace. For everything you need from a website creation, whether it's blog, resume, or a project you're working on, my Squarespace trial has expired, Andre. I have to actually purchase an actual subscription to it. Go to NHL.tv/Squarespace for a limited time special offer. Why don't you check it out while we take a quick break and get ready for our next series of the day. It's going to be Bishu versus Ryong. I hope Ben's watching. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. This is North America Star League.